Hey, what's going on, folks? Larry with Packmasters Dog Training. Happy Friday to everyone. I want to can't talk today. I want to talk about teaching versus forcing the down, okay? And obviously, there was a video going around yesterday. Tons of people shared, tons of people commented on, tons of people were really outraged by it. And I get it. I totally get it. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. Not here to bash that lady. You know, I think it was quite disturbing, but honestly, I don't blame her. I don't think she has any ill intentions. I think she's doing what she thinks she's supposed to do. You know, those are the influences that she has allowed to teach her. And so no one's going to put a video out there thinking, let me really piss a lot of people off and show how brutal I'm being to dogs. So I honestly don't blame her. I think she's doing what she thinks is right. Obviously, most people understand that it's absolutely the opposite of what's right. Okay, but I won't go any further into that. You know, a while back, I used to get real upset by stuff like that and talk about it and make some very negative videos. I tried to avoid that like the plague. So I haven't done stuff like that in quite some time, and I'm just happier, and I think it's more productive to stay away. So let me talk again why I don't force the down to a dog that doesn't want to go down. I've made videos about this, I've talked about it, I've showed it many times, okay? And here's why. And this includes my own dogs too, all right? If I get a dog that I'm training, whether it's my own, a new puppy, you know, my own puppy, or a client's dog, in the process of teaching the obedience, if I can't lure a dog into a down or use very minimal leash pressure to show the dog what I want in a down, I don't push it. I step away from it. I don't force it. I'm totally okay with the dog not going down. Some people are blown away by that, okay? Because in a lot of people's minds, the dog has to do what I want it to do. Well, you know what? That's a very old school way of thinking. And I've done it always. I've done it always. There was a time where, hey, if I want you to go down, you're going to go down. Even if we're new and we don't have a relationship, there's no trust there, nothing, you're going to do it. That was a very long time ago. Since then, I've become a lot smarter, hopefully. So even with my own dogs, everybody knows every now and then you're going to get a dog that refuses to go down, okay? They just won't. No matter what you try to do, they're going to fight it. What I don't understand is why people think they have to force it at that moment, okay? Let me explain to you the benefits of waiting and not doing so. And this isn't something I've done on one dog or two dogs. This is what I've done with, you know, a couple hundred dogs, including some of my own dogs. When I'm training a dog, if it cannot be lured or put into a down without using any force, I step away, I do nothing. What that dog is telling me is, for some reason, doesn't matter what the reason is, it is not comfortable being in that position in my presence. That's it. And I'm going to listen to that. And I'm totally okay with that. So what I do is I step away from the down. I don't care. I don't need it. It's not important. I go about doing what I normally do in all other aspects of training. And within 1-2 weeks the most, but that's extreme. Usually within 1 week, when I go to do it again, the dog will drop down to a perfect down every time with gusto and life and energy, into a perfect down every single time. Now, it's not just me. When I first started talking about this a few years ago, a while back, many people since then have emailed me and texted me and messaged me and called me saying, wow, I started doing that too, and it's unbelievable. What's really unbelievable is the down position quickly becomes that dog's strongest position. Scientifically, I don't know why. I can't answer that, but it does. And it's over and over again. So you have to ask yourself, why do you have to force it down? Why is it so necessary right in the beginning of the training process, where there is no engagement, there is no bond, there is no trust, there's nothing, okay? What that is poor judgment and ego. That's all it is. But again, referring back to that video with that lady with the two Rottweilers, by the way, I didn't watch any of the training. I couldn't make it through all of the talking. I was I was so disturbed by what I was hearing that I actually felt sorry for her. And I didn't watch any of the training because I couldn't allow myself to. All right. But what she's been taught and what she's been told, you could tell by the things she says, the same terminology, is that's what you do. You whack the dog if it doesn't go down. Or she made a statement about no matter how high I go on the e-collar, the dogs won't go down. Well, no shit. No shit. It's not dog training. It's not even close to dog training. It's disgusting. It's despicable. So for all you young folks out there or dog owners who are having trouble with the down, step away. What you do is you work on the down without ever going to the down. You build that trust in that relationship and you build a training foundation. And then I guarantee you very quickly, you will see that dog start dropping into a down much better and much faster and much sharper than it ever would if you started forcing with leash pressure or a prong collar or an e-collar. I guarantee it. Okay, now our two last dogs, Mango and Halo, the German Shepherd we trained for the soldier. Neither one of those dogs, even Mango, whose obedience is real good and she was very trainable, there was no way you were physically manipulating them into a down. Either one. I mean, it was unreal. So that didn't bother me. I know what I do with clients' dogs, and I did it with them. I stepped away. Now, in that case, Sophia, my little girl, she taught both dogs the down. The down quickly became both of those dogs' strongest command, okay? With Halo, the way she did it, she knew that when Halo, he was young, when he went in his crate, he would turn around one time and then lay down. So Sophia just sat next to his crate, and in the process, as he started to lay down, she would mark it with a yes and then reward it through the crate. She just did that every time we put Halo in his crate. Guess what happened? Very quickly, he started understanding that. After several repetitions, what she would do then is right as he would start to lay down, then she would start to add the command, Halo, down. He'd lay down because he was no matter what. No force, no conflict. Quickly became Halo's strongest command. Same thing with Mango. There was no way you were going to manipulate her into a down. So I talked about this too. I come home one day and I see the plastic crate top on the grass. I see all kinds of contraptions and toys out. And the way Sophia taught Mango was, she taught her to go under the crate top to receive a food reward or a toy. And the only way she can get under the crate top was to go down to a very pretty down. And when she would get down into that position, she would mark it and reward. After several repetitions, as she was going down into that position, she started adding the command. Mango's down is beautiful. She'll drop out of a full run into a perfect down. Never forced it, okay? Never had to force it. So believe me when I tell you, if you have a dog, your own dog or a client's dog, that will not be forced into a down, don't force it. Step away, guys. Man, it's just... That whole thing was, there were so many people just so disturbed by that. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. We're going down a really scary path here. We really are, because we're getting to a point where it's just no longer dog training. It just isn't. I mean, that is not dog training. That woman, I went to her website, and she charges, I think, right under $1,000 a week for a board and train to do what she was doing to two young dogs. Two young Rottweilers. Imagine what those dogs are going to wind up being like. It's just awful, guys. Something has to give here. So that's my take on the down. If you've seen my dogs down, no one can argue it. But also my clients' dogs all have very fast, beautiful, sharp downs. And many of them could not be manipulated on day 1 or day 2 or even day 3 or 4. That's okay. I wait. Because again, for some reason, that dog is uncomfortable being in that position in your presence. That's it. You're going to change that mindset. And when you change that mindset, that dog is going to give you everything. And it's going to be 1,000 times better than it would ever be if you forced it. No matter what kind of tool you use. The e-collar, prong collar, leash and regular, it doesn't matter. Believe me when I tell you. Be patient, wait, build the relationship and add the foundation with the training, and that down will be bomb proof. I guarantee it. Everyone have a great weekend. I don't even know what to say about that, but for you folks doing beautiful things in the dog training world, and there's so many of you, thank you. Thank you, every single one of you, for putting out some great stuff, information, videos, things you guys write. There's a lot of people doing great things out there, and we all appreciate those that do. All right, folks, peace.